Well, hello, group leaders. We are excited that you're joining us. This is kind of an intro video that we are going to be doing at the beginning of every one of our series. And just so you know, the reason why we do these videos, why we have the discussion guides and the sermon-based curriculum, is because we have this big vision that it's very powerful for the whole church to be learning the same thing. We believe in this, that the church to be learning the same big idea together. So we have actually developed a set of curriculum, discussion guides, video discussion starters, that type of thing, to where literally students from junior high, literally 6th grade, all the way up to adulthood are all going to be studying the same curriculum. So that way parents and their kids and everybody in the whole family can actually be studying the same curriculum and begin to have discussions about it at home, so they can take it beyond just Sunday morning and actually take it into their daily lives with their friends, with their neighbors, that type of thing. Like, for example, the series that we're in the middle of right now is a series called Asking for a Friend. And the whole point of this series is there are questions that all of us have about the faith. Some of them maybe we feel like we should already know, so we're too embarrassed to ask about it. Or maybe you've been in the church most of your life and you feel like, gosh, I don't feel like I can ask this question, that I should already know it. And so this series is an opportunity to ask basic questions, things like who is God and who is Jesus and why did Jesus have to die on the cross, and what is the church and why does it matter? And there's a whole bunch, whole slew of questions that we're going to be tackling over the next month or so. And so we're really excited about this series. And the cool thing is, literally, the whole church is going to be learning it together in groups as well.
So when we talk about our curriculum, then, there are two major components, the video and the discussion guide. And we have a brand new looking discussion guide for this fall. So I want to explain those for just a second. The video is usually about 10 minutes long. We try to keep it at 10 minutes. And basically it's someone teaching just about whatever our topic is that goes along with a Sunday morning, and it brings us to discussion. The purpose of that video is exactly that, to bring your group to discussion, to give you guys a good opportunity to have discussion and to really talk about the subject at hand. So just wanted you to know that's the purpose of that video. Now the discussion guide obviously is to help you along with that discussion as well, to give you a little bit of a synopsis for you as a leader as to what we're trying to accomplish with the discussion, and hopefully give you some tools to help that discussion along for the night. So let's take a look at this if we can. First of all, there's a snapshot listed on that you're going to see on the guide. The snapshot is basically look at everything in one place right there, everything for the night for our discussions. But then we get into a little bit more detail on the bottom. The reason for the detail is to help you as a leader, because as you're preparing for the night and trying to get a good discussion going with your group, it's a good idea for you to get as much background as you can. So reading through this is helpful. One of the things we do here is a series overview. Gives you the series Asking for a Friend. What's the overview there? And that's what's listed. Also some notes for the leaders. Sometimes we'll put some very specific notes on there for you to help you. Also the point. That's a very important one that you need to read and be familiar with, because the point is only 1, 2, maybe 3 sentences long. But what it does is it tries to help you kind of get to the end of the night. Where's the discussion going? Where should it end? What's the application? So you may find that some of these questions that you use, or some of your own questions that you might use, might get you into an excellent discussion. It may get on some rabbit trails and go in other directions. But what is really cool about the point is it helps you kind of get an idea of where we need to head back to. Where do we kind of land the plane, so to speak. So now, the video synopsis is also here, which is just for you as a leader, to give you an idea of what the teaching was in the video, just something that you can read. There's also some extras like games and ideas that you can find on newhopechurch.cc/leaders, and then resources that we use as we study for these lessons and put these lessons together, that if you want any sort of extra information. Now, one thing you have to know as a leader, and one thing we're hoping and praying for, is for all of you leaders to grow as leaders and try to get better at leading discussions. One of the ways you do that is to take this curriculum and basically package it the way that it's going to fit the needs of your group. But we cannot be necessarily culturally relevant in every single question that we have for your group, because we're writing for so many groups, so many different ages. So what you're going to have to do is kind of take that some of those ideas that might be relevant for your group, take some examples possibly, and you can do that while you're kind of preparing for the night for your discussion, and work that in so that maybe your group might get the best benefit from that discussion. But hopefully the point here will help you the most when it comes to knowing where to kind of come down to the end. So one thing we are really passionate about is making sure that you as a leader, that you're equipped to do what we're asking you to do. And so we do have quite a few resources that we can help you with.
Yeah, one of the ways that you can actually grow as a leader, that we've kind of been producing this content for quite a while, is part of the New Hope Podcast Network. Is we have a podcast called GL Talk, where it's a podcast specifically for group leaders to, explore a lot of the different questions of how do you lead a discussion well? What types of icebreakers can you use? And what's some ways you can implement spiritual disciplines into your group? And how can you help your group go deeper? And so we cover a lot of different topics on that podcast. So you can actually go to newhopechurch.cc/leaders, and it has all that type of information on there, including the podcast. And then also, if you're a group leader, you've been assigned some sort of a group coach. And so your group coach has a lot of experience leading groups in the past, and they can give you a lot of hints and tips and tricks on how to lead well as well. So if you have questions, you want to talk to someone about how to better be a leader, reach out to your group coach, and they might be able to give you suggestions on how to grow as a leader.
You have a great time as you finish up asking for a friend.